He's like an eagle, piloting a blimp. Age of Extinction Hound, today on Guerrilla Reviews. Hound here is a Voyager, one of the ever-shrinking sizes of movie Voyagers, but not much you can do about that. And from the movie, and I have seen the movie, he appears to be the new version of Ironhide, although with a lot more character, because he actually gets lines, which, I know, what an amazing concept. Anyway, the vehicle here is based off of the manufacturer Oshkosh, not to be confused with the children's clothing and shoe company. Make sense of that? If you must. Now in vehicle mode, oh yes, he is quite littered with weapons, isn't he? And these aren't even all of them. He also has hidden in his robot mode 2 very small pistols. Well, we'll get into that later. If you saw that coming, you probably wouldn't want to be anywhere near it, would you? Okay, here are the pistols I was mentioning a bit earlier. Why bring them out now? Because his weapons, they can combine. First, you remove everything over here, which is relatively easy considering that these weapons like to fall off very easily. This one, weapon storage right here, is just kind of optional. Best place I found to put it, so anyway, yeah. So let's see here now. First you fold this gun in, and then, and like that, fold this out. Place these two shotgun-like objects on the sides here. Then these side tabs here, these slots really don't like to hold in very well, but that's something you're just gonna have to live with anyway. Small pistols go into these little ports right here. Eventually, these two magnum-like pistols combine together like so. Place the knife inside the barrel, as bad an idea as that sounds, and put that right there. Then combine to the bottom barrel right there, and boom. And if it excites you, you can in fact mount it like that. Moving on to Hound's transformation itself, couldn't be simpler. Just split things apart here. Separate the legs from the body, from the arms rather. Twist things around. Yep, your truck. Okay, fold down the feet like so. Fold in, well actually after you pry out his head, flip that around. Fold in these wheels. Bring up the arms. They do tab onto these side mirrors. They are softer plastic, so they will take that stress. Fold this in again for his, well, not quite as epic belly as in the movie, but it's as good as they can approximate. Alright, then we untab here, bring and twist for arm 1, repeat for arm 2, and there we go. Hound in robot mode. And one thing I should mention right now with the combined weapon, with mine, it's a little hard for him to hold it up straight because it's heavy and, well, these joints don't like to hold the weight very well. Oh, there we go. But if you're just trying to get him to like hold it like that, you do kind of need both arms, and he can't really hold it on that well. But you get the idea. I guess when I first tried this, it was pretty warm. He had been in the car for several hours. Now, I mentioned earlier about the design not being screen accurate, but again, I have seen the movie, so there really isn't a way to make it entirely screen accurate, at least not outside of a leader class or a third-party toy. So you get a fairly decent size is the Hound here for what, and the idea of him being large is conveyed pretty convincingly. But again, with the third parties, I imagine several add-ons will be included within the next year or so, if that excites you. Now, another interesting thing is that his weapons do store on his robot mode as well. His little pistols here fold into his boots, or rather, slide into his boots. Always a neat little trick. His magnums peg onto his waist, like so. The knife has a hole right there for him. His big gun can kind of go on like that. At least that's the way the pictures have seen it. You can also use these little pegs on the side here for his shotguns. It also gives them an effect a bit like a jetpack, if you so choose. But I tend to have him like this because he can definitely hold this gun very well, and he looks awesome. And why wouldn't you want him to look awesome? Moving on to articulation, the head does rotate. The beard is a soft plastic, so it will not hinder things greatly. Shoulders are on a double joint here, so one right there, one on the inside. Bicep swivel, arm, so swivel for the, actually a bit of a double swivel for the elbow there. Wrists do rotate with some very nice bullet forearm action. Very nice waist joint. Double joint for, universal joint for the hips there. Thigh swivel, knee joint, and a little bit of a swivel for the feet. So, he is that fat ballerina you saw in the movie. Other Archetypes Guerrilla View, I'm the Deceptiwolf. This has been Age of Extinction Hound, and again I remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.